setback or opportunity. So frequently in life, we are presented with moments. And we've spoken about before about 90% of your life is how you respond to the 10%. 10% is what happens to you, 90% is how you react, how you respond, whether it sends you into a spiral or you'll view it as something to overcome or an opportunity. More and more, I believe that all of it is an opportunity for greatness. It's not a setback. It's not something to tailspin about, nothing that's going to completely ruin every aspect of your life. As long as you are still breathing and you are still upright and moving forward, it's an opportunity for growth. It is an opportunity to test your mental discipline, your fortitude, your grit, your determination. It's an opportunity to become a better version of yourself. And if you can shift the paradigm, which is often hard in the moment, suddenly everything in life gets better. Oh, it's not woe is me. It's look at this great opportunity for something greater. Look at this great opportunity for something more. And more, I do wonder if the universe is trying to tell you something. So I'll give you an example of this. Today, I spent mopping up my gym again. This is the second weekend in a row that my gym has flooded for reasons that I cannot control. I thought I'd laid down enough precautions, but apparently not. And so I had some great clients come in and they helped me organize it. We hung the mats up, we're drying them out, we're doing everything, and hopefully we will be back on track tomorrow. And in a very loving and generous way, their first response was, "Oh, does someone need a hug?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm all right." Because it is what it is. It just is. There's nothing more that can be done about this. There's nothing more that I can do to change this outcome. It just is. So I took the actions needed. It doesn't mean you don't deal with the crisis, but we don't let the crises derail us. We don't let them become this overarching thing that's going to completely cripple us. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to test my mental fortitude, my mental bandwidth, how strong I am. It is an opportunity for me to see how I can overcome and handle this. And maybe it's a sign from the universe. I have been considering for a long time that this gym wasn't the right setup for me. So maybe this is the sign that I've been considering and I haven't taken the action. We spoke the other day about making decisions, but I haven't made a decision on this. It's just it'd be good. It'd be great. I don't think it's right, but something new would be good. But I haven't done anything about it. I haven't actually made a decision, made a call, and went all in. So perhaps this is it. Perhaps this is the universe giving me a sign that it's you can't continue down this path. We're going to put a halt to this. But if I was in a place of woe is me, oh my God, why did this happen to me? Why does this keep happening to me? Oh, this is the worst thing that could have happened, etc., etc. It's just going to exacerbate the situation. It's not going to get better. I'm not going to do better. I'm not going to handle the situation in a better way. I'm just going to keep spiraling. Or I can look at it as an opportunity to figure out what's next, to figure out where the next moment lies. What's going to be the best opportunity for me? Figure the next step forward. But so much of that comes down to your choices and how you perceive things as they arise. As I said, this is a great opportunity to just spiral out of control. I know many would, and I have been there before, and I probably would have as well. And instead now I'm like, cool, it is what it is. We took the actions, we did what we can control. We spoke about it before. There are only 3 things you can control at any point in your life. You can control your actions, your thoughts, and your habits. Habits aren't really relevant in the direct moment, but they're relevant in terms of how I got to this moment. My habits have built me that I'm mentally strong. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. I will overcome. I will conquer. I will find a way through, and I will figure it the fuck out. Cool. My habits have ingrained that into me. My habits have built that as the norm for me. So I'm good. I'm not stressed. I've just got to work through it. Changed my plans for the day. Derailed those plans a little bit. But there's no need to freak out. There is no need to stress about it. It just is what it is. And now we act accordingly. But we need to build this mental discipline. We need to build this fortitude in life. And you want to have put in so much work in these areas that it makes the rest of life easy. So yeah, when I get to these situations, when things like this arise, I just take them on, because I've put in the work elsewhere, because I've done the work in the other areas. Otherwise, you just have to wait till shit hits the fan and then work on your mental discipline to deal with it, and then calm yourself down in those times. I don't want to be that one. I don't want to be having to cross that bridge in the moment. I want to have built it up so strong and so well that I'm just like, okay, cool. What's next? And we just take it on, and we just move forward, and we just keep progressing. And that's why we train so hard. It's why we work on building the mental discipline. It's why we work on overcoming obstacles, on working on your character and who you are as a person. Because character is revealed when shit hits the fan. And so yeah, you can either find it funny, you can just take it in your stride and be stoic about it, you can find other ways to cope with it, but you have to keep moving forward. You can't get paralyzed by the shit that happens. We've spoken before, the greatest test of resilience and definition of resilience is when shit hits the fan, when things go wrong, how long does it take you to get back on track? How long does it take you to return to normal? And the ultimate definition of resilience and mental fortitude is that it doesn't change you at all. Yeah, it still upsets you. Yeah, it's frustrating, but you just take it in your stride, and then you focus on what you can control. Because no, do I wish this had happened? Absolutely fucking not. What can I do about it? What I've done. The only other things I can do is focus on the upsides of it. Focus on the positive sides of it, which I am. Because there is nothing to be gained from spiraling out of control. There is nothing to be gained from letting my emotions run the day and ruin this. I don't gain anything from that. If anything, it ends me in a worse situation. So instead I take control. I just take it in my stride and we move forward. And I take note of the things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that I can have that I've had the opportunity to build this mental fortitude, build this mental muscle. I'm grateful for the amazing people I have in my life who helped and offered help, who came in and were willing and able to assist me in this situation. I'm grateful that, this isn't going to be life-altering, life-ending, anything. It just is. So we keep moving forward. But you need to build that mental frame that as long as you're still breathing, as long as you are still upright, there is things to do. There is, energy, there's fuel in the tank. There is opportunities to keep moving forward. And we've got to stop looking at every setback as a setback, every obstacle as the end. No, it's an opportunity. As I said, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it. That 90% is huge. That 90% matters greatly. That 90% is everything. That 90% is how your whole life plays out. How you feel about your life, how you respond. That 90% is what matters most. And the more you can work on being in control, the more you can work on being present and just moving forward, the better off you'll be. And you'll go from win to win at a quicker pace, because the things that are bad, the things that, are upsetting, or obstacles or challenges or whatever the fuck you want to call them, you overcome them and you come out the other side and you win. But you move from win to win faster because you don't accept these things. You don't accept failure as fatal. It's just another learning curve. It's just the next thing that we're going to learn from, and we then progress forward, and then we progress forward, and then we progress forward. And yeah, I'm going to keep reiterating it. I'm going to keep talking about it. But so much of chasing greatness, so much of this game is what's between your ears. Greatness and achieving things and happiness and all of that, it comes down to what's between your ears and the choices that we make. I could be devastated today. I could cry. I could be frustrated. I could get angry. I could yell at people. Or it could be what it is. And, I've taken the actions I can. Now I get to go home early. Now I get to go home and spend time with my beautiful children and my wife. This is not what I wanted for my day. This is not how I planned it. But man, that's a nice fucking upside. That is a nice opportunity to go be present with my children. And I'm not going to take a negative energy into that space with them either. I'm going to choose to be positive. I'm going to choose to show up as the best version of myself. I'm going to choose to take this day as best I can. Because we always have options in that. And we've spoken about it before, but at every choice, at every turn, at every pivot, we have a choice to make towards being the man that we want to be, being the man we know we should be and can be, or going backwards into a place that we don't want to be. So the man I want to be is strong and confident, and nothing knocks him off his stride. So I continue to make those choices. I continue to make the choices of being that man. I want to lead by example. I want to be the man who can handle everything, who takes these things on, and they just are, who's pushed himself so hard in training that the game of life is fucking easy. That's who I want to be. Who has built up the resilience and the fortitude that it doesn't matter. They're just obstacles to be overcome, challenges to win, opportunities for growth. And I think you have that capacity too. But it starts with choosing to be uncomfortable in other areas. It comes from choosing to be uncomfortable daily. I push myself through such shit that I'm like, this is what it is. I physically hurt myself daily and voluntarily, and sometimes for a living. That's a bit of an emotional setback compared to that. That's part of what it is. It's part of why it's so important to have that depth, to push yourself further, and to constantly be reevaluating where you're at and redefining that to build it to a higher level. Because you have the option and the opportunity at all moments to reach for more, to be more, to do more, to achieve more in your life, and to take on a better version of yourself. That, if you want to get into the woo-woo, how you vibrate, how you show up, how you interact with the world is how it interacts back. It doesn't mean that shit isn't going to go wrong. It doesn't mean that we aren't going to face these situations. But it does mean that we have the capacity to handle them. It does mean that this might be for my greatest good. As I said, this might be the massive, not just nudge, but push, shoving me off the edge of a cliff that I needed to actually get it done. To actually push forward and make that next leap into whatever is the next version of this. It might be the call that I have been, making statements about but not making decisions. That I've been saying I want to do this, that I've been saying I want to reach for the next level, but I've been constrained by the thought of how. Well, now we move forward, and now I use my mental resilience, and now I've been forced into a situation where I let go of the boundaries and I just surrender to it and go, all right, how do we figure it out? Not, here are all the issues and the obstacles in my way. No, that shit is done. That ship has sailed. Now we go, how do I figure it out? How do I move into the next stage? How do I reach for the next level? How do I progress forward into what's going to be the next chapter of my life? How do I figure that out? The universe has pushed me. It's been nudging me for, if I'm being honest, fucking years. So now how do I make it go, all right, universe, I trust you. Let's go. You build up the mental resilience and then you surrender to the process and you open up your mind into a greater opportunity of what is possible. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza says, you just got to put it out there that that's going to be the next thing. That this is what's happening and the next thing is coming. It doesn't matter if you can conceive how that's going to happen. You surrender to the process and trust that it is going to happen. That all those opportunities are going to come forward. So I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know what the next chapter is. But I know I've done the work in the past to be mentally, physically, and emotionally ready to handle whatever is going to be thrown my way. I'm ready to take it on. I'm ready to handle the challenges, and I'm excited to see what the next phase will be. And it doesn't mean that I stop taking action. No, I keep continuing forward with what I can see and what I can control. And I trust the universe will provide the next bit. But we can't constantly be in a state of woe because things happen, because they're just gonna keep happening. It's always the difference between it, you know, what's a good life and what's a bad life, the perception of it. What's a problem and what's an opportunity, the perception of it. What's rough and tough and awful versus what's great and inspiring and encouraging and building, the perception of it. People look at how I work out and how I train myself and how I push myself and they go, oh, why would you do that to yourself? Whereas I look at it and I was like, that was fucking amazing. God, I loved doing that. That was the most joyous experience, to be pushed that hard, to reach the end and be dripping with fucking sweat. No, I left it all out there. That was amazing. All of that is perception. All of that is down to you. And I perceive those things as the greatest thing, that I gave it all and I knew I left it all out there and I know that I am better for having done so. And so when obstacles arise, I know that I will leave it all out there and I can push myself and present it that way and leave no doubt as to what is possible for me. And I take it on and I push forward and then I see what's on the other side. So if you are ready to step forward, to change how you view the world, to change your opinion on it, to change your perception and start viewing all those obstacles and setbacks as opportunities, and shoot me a message. Let's get you into chasing greatness. Let's start the process. Let's see who you can become on the other side. If you're not quite ready for it, please click the link in my bio, grab my top 10 tools to transform your mental toughness. And lastly, if you took value from this, if it spoke to you, if you enjoyed it, if it inspired you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm here every single day, clearly sharing from my life experiences, sharing from the front as I go through this. And as I undertake this journey to be the best man I can be, the greatest version of myself. And I hope you'll join me on this. And I'll be back again tomorrow. Until then.